Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing my episode review for the most recent episode of The Strain, which premiered last night on FX. It was a good one. It was a good one. Whew. Okay, so before I keep talking too much, please be warned as usual, this review will be full of massive spoilers regarding the most recent episode of The Strain. If you're not caught up on The Strain by this episode or a couple of episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into detail, so you have been warned. That being said, great episode. For those of us, for people who enjoy horror movies where, like, if especially in an apocalyptic situation, you've got your human characters armed to the teeth and they're in the dark. They're either underground, they're in caves, or they're in a sewer system or something, and they've got flashlights and guns and they're being attacked by monsters in the dark. This is your episode. This is your kind of episode, because that's what this episode definitely felt like, or was, I should say. Monster in the dark, popping out of the dark and attacking you kind of episode, and it was great. It was fun. It was a fun one. It was like a ultimate clean and sweep mission, and obviously that led to the destruction of a nest. Unfortunately, it was a little too good to be true. I mean, granted, a couple thousand Strigoi did perish, but thousands more were unleashed upon the rest of Manhattan. So now a bunch of police checkpoints have been overrun, and it got so bad where cops were running for their lives because there were so many swarming Strigoi coming right at them. And I mean, as unfortunate as that was, this episode did have a lot of highlights for me, at least. I really like seeing F and Dutch bond and becoming closer friends. I do not believe anything romantic is going to happen between them. The way they were kind of riffing on each other was very sibling-like. I should say, I think they're just definitely going to stay friends, because I think they're saving the romantic crap for Dutch and Fett. Eventually, they'll find their way back to each other's arms, I'm sure, or whatever. But I do like the growth and the strengthening of the relationship between F and Dutch. I really like that a lot. That's fun to watch. And this episode definitely showed that. They're working well together. They're not insulting each other, being condescending. They're communicating well, and they're kind of having fun while they're at it, to kind of joking around, and they're both very reassuring of one another as well. F got some, well, not closure, but got some answers that his son was indeed alive. Smart Zach was leaving that little message behind in the book. Oh God, how creepy would that be to be stuck in a room with one of those things, with a feeler? A former blind child turned Strigoi. Ugh, yeek, creepy. That was so. Ugh. I was like, oh, I'm like, oh yeah. She's there to be his friend. She's there to keep an eye on him, to make sure he doesn't escape. Right, no matter how Eichhorst and his mother twisted around. That was just gross. Although it was kind of amusing to watch him play fetch with her. That was kind of funny. But it didn't last long, obviously, because they were forced to leave. Obviously, their little hideout was very close to the Central Park nest. And obviously, that's where they felt safe for the longest time, until the humans discovered it. So where they'll move to now, where Eichhorst and not what's her name? Not where will Eichhorst and Kelly and Zach move to next? Hard to say. Speaking of relationships, I was very surprised. Not that I'm complaining, because this was a very pleasant surprise. I was surprised at how happy Fett and Gus were when they found each other in the sewers. When Fett and the policewoman Kate, shot the Strigoi, and then they encounter Maria, the young scared girl, and Angel and Gus, and Fett and Gus see each other. I'm like, oh, I guess they're closer than last we saw them, because in the season 2 finale, as I recalled, they when they first meet, they did not get off to a good start. They were kind of hostile towards one another and exchanged a few insults here and there. There was clearly distrust. But I guess we're supposed to assume that in the week or the week and a half that's passed, they've become much closer, obviously, because they were very happy to see each other. And I was just surprised. I was just taken aback of, how happy they were to see each other and how close they've apparently become. But Fett clearly respects and likes Gus and Angel, and they seem to share the same feelings. So that was nice. I mean, it was nice to see that Gus and Angel are now being brought back into the fold, because I'm sure they won't stay separated from the rest of our main characters for long. Obviously, they're reunited with Fett, and Fett is bound to bring them back into the little circle, into the group, our main group of characters here. So that was nice to see. Um, that was enjoyable to watch. And of course, the episode implied the Battle of Central Park, although it really wasn't more of a battle than an assault on the Strigoi, and then the Strigoi springing their trap and overwhelming the police and all of the checkpoints and just unleashing hell all over Manhattan. And I guess you could call it a battle, but the title was pretty cool, and this whole episode was great. Zach being trapped with the feeler, F and Dutch getting along really well. Finding out Zach's alive. Icor's taunting. Oh, and Dutch getting some sweet vengeance by amputating his hand. That was awesome. That was great. I certainly hope he didn't infect her. No, if he would have, we would have seen the worms, and it would have been extremely sad and dramatic. But she just managed to cut off his arm, which was awesome. I am curious, though, as to what Quinlan and Satrakian were up to during this episode. Both were absent, neither were mentioned. I am curious to see what they've been up to, or if anybody even bothered informing them about this plan or this assault on Central Park. Obviously, it backfired, and I'm sure they'll hear about it in the next episode. But I am curious as to what these two were up to while this episode was happening. Maybe that's what next week's episode will be about, or maybe they'll address it. I'm not sure. Overall, this was another fun, great episode to watch. Really enjoyable. I love seeing all of our characters interact with each other the way they did. I hope you guys did too. Thank you so much for watching this episode review here on the EdWord. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as we continue to follow Season 3 of The Strain, which premieres every Sunday night on FX. Check your local listings for times and whatnot. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. And please remember to leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. What did you guys think of this most recent episode? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Please, please, please be respectful and civil of one another's beliefs and opinions, of course. You can disagree with each other. Just please do it in a polite and civil way. Internet trolling will not be tolerated. All right, guys, have a great rest of the night. Stay tuned for another video I'll be posting later. And, of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.